Hello, Just2Good here, and with the hype from the No Way Home trailer, I had to crack out an old Raimi trilogy Spider-Man set from 2003. This is the LEGO Spider-Man 2003 Final Showdown, based on the 2002 movie with 355 pieces and 4 minifigures, retailing for $50 when it was released back then. Now, the LEGO Spider-Man line originally started with the Studios line, and that was in 2002, but in 2003 it broke away and started its own theme, which had a few releases of sets in 2003, but mostly had releases of sets with Spider-Man 2 in 2004. But let's see what's inside this box. Yeah, numbered bags were not a commonplace back then. Not that they were not around, but it was just more of a rarity. It was more found in much bigger sets. But anyways, looks like we got some loose pieces here, which I use for the track there, and our instructions, as well as this banged up sticker sheet. Oh man. One thing with the build I noticed right away were these really interesting double 2x4s. Yeah, they're 2 high 2x4s, and you get a bunch of them in tan in this set. The only set that this ever came in tan is this one set. And this does come in a few other sets from the time, but I think 6 other sets in different colors. So it's a pretty darn rare piece. And then for those 2 parts I incorrectly referred to as track pieces, I mean they're road pieces to be more specific. These 2 come in racer sets from the time, but there's 2 other racer sets they come in. That's it. These are also extremely rare and interesting pieces. Here's the set all built up. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. So my first minifigure is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi series of films. This is awesome seeing after all these years, and I hope one day we'll get a remake, but I don't know how likely that is. The design of this is so impressive for the time, where it even beats a lot of other Spider-Man, where this design has hip printing. Yeah, some modern LEGO Spider-Man do not have that, so that looks great. And I always like that silver finish there. This is just a really nice looking outfit, and even getting that back, head, and torso printing was fantastic. We also got the inclusion of that web string piece that they still use to represent webs to this day. But man, the standout might be the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin of this set. I mean, the design of this is using a lot of the pieces that were introduced in the 2002 version, except that mask. You see, back in the 2002 version, which was the one I had growing up, the mask didn't have any of the gold printing. But in the 2003 sets, which is this set in the Origins lab, he does have a mask with that gold printing. Anyways, for the look of the face underneath, which I love this mask piece, and I hope they redo it if they ever redo Green Goblin. For No Way Home, we'll have to wait and see. You can see the face printing underneath, which looks pretty great, and then at the back, you can see some more torso and head printing. One thing that does annoy me though is that this set doesn't include his pumpkin bombs, while the original 2002 set with Green Goblin included the pumpkin bombs. It just feels like something missing. And the Mary Jane Watson of this set, portrayed by Kirsten Dunst in the movies. Holy crap, wait. Kirsten Dunst and Willem Dafoe. This is like half of Lars von Trier's regulars. We have the torso print that's exclusive to the set. The hairpiece that also appears in another set, which is the Origin set. That's great to get, where it's the Hermione hairpiece in an orange. That face print, which was introduced in the 2002 set I had back in the day, where you have a more confident look at the back, where she's smiling. I love this figure as well. And then the set uses a generic taxi cab New York City driver, which the design of this reuses pieces that were pretty common at that point. I think that torso print was actually introduced with LEGO Harry Potter. Face print was used with a few themes like Studios actually, and I think Rock Raiders. So anyways, for the build, I want to take a look at the bridge first, and then we'll take a look at those side builds. Now, of course, with Spider-Man 1 taking place in New York, these are actual real places in New York. That's the Roosevelt Island tram, and the design of the bridge is the Queensboro Bridge. Now, this design has a really smooth play feature with that tram. I'm amazed how well this works. You get a better look at the cranks from the back, which I actually don't think it looks bad displayed from this back. This could pass as a front as well, but check this out. Isn't that awesome? Those cranks actually work. I'm sorry, I was just playing with this for hours. I was so amazed at how well this works. That just is great. And that's thanks to this very interesting long string piece. And how they do this is they just tie those to those modified 1x2s with the handles. This was a little annoying to put on, honestly. I don't like working with strings in LEGO sets, but the payoff was great with how well that works. Now, what happens is that if you remove this from the top, it's going to droop a bit, which does play into the scene. You know, he uses this spider web to keep it in place, but you could put it onto the railing itself, and then that's where the play feature works from side to side, just twisting this crank. But anyways, the design for the tram has a sticker on both sides that says Roosevelt Island. And yeah, that string is not going to break twisting it like this. It's actually on there pretty secure. Now these fronts look like they may have been loose, but this is actually a hinge connection. So you could open them up like this, and you could put people inside. I mean, in the movie, it's kids, so they didn't want to put kids in this set. I guess it would be too violent of a scene. But again, that just rests on the railing very easily. And for accuracy to the movie, I'm glad it won't break when it's removed from the rail and just attached with the spider strings. I do wish there was a little bit more room in the interior because that divider does get in the way and waste a little bit of space. But I guess that is accurate to the build. And in general, I love that frame piece they use with the windscreen inside at the front. It's an interesting design with that hinge connection and everything that I just haven't seen before. But it was apparently used in a lot of sets in the 90s. But anyways, let's take a look at the bridge itself. But anyways, for the rest of the bridge, there's not too much going on. I mean, the base here, again, uses those interesting road pieces that I haven't seen before, but appeared in some other sets for LEGO Racers. And in the middle there, they have these 2x2s with prints in there, circular tiles. That's pretty neat. And with the build of the bridge, it's actually dangerously fun just pushing this down the ramp. All right. Let me give it a better push. Because I'm giving away. Come on. Ah, I was hoping it would roll off. Also, these are rare Cheetos, don't ask. Other than that, those pieces with the tan design actually are stickered all over, so if you want to keep some rare pieces, probably don't put those stickers on. One of my stickers was even stuck to the instruction booklet. There's the culprit. You can see the top half is just totally ripped off or peeling off. And then the other two right there. And there's not really much else to the set that we haven't covered for this bridge build, where there's some lights at the top here, and those are just clipped on, and then you have these pole lights. There are those two side vehicles that we'll take a look at, and then I want to compare this to the Ultimate Spider-Man bridge battle. And the Green Goblin's glider is actually a very strong build with a nice purple that they use. It's not like the traditional LEGO purple. And I also like the use of those silver arrows at the end, attached with these signpost pieces with the triangular design. It looks really sleek and actually pretty darn cool. And then at the bottom, you don't have too much going on, but you can see the hinge connection of the wings, which means you could adjust them up and down. But that's it for the Green Goblin's glider. For the build of the taxi, this design is actually really sleek for a 2003 taxi build. I love this look, and taxis aren't something that's super common in LEGO. I like the sticker at the side, the taxi design at the top. It looks a lot like a New York City taxi, which is what they were going for. At the front, the hood design is pretty simple, but it works well. And then at the back, you have some tail lights. Now, this top roof is removable, and you could fit one minifigure sitting down in there, which, yeah, that's kind of weird that it's a taxi that only fits one minifigure, but whatever. I forgot how big the bridge battle itself is. It's hard to fit them both on my review station, so I apologize with that. This is a hasty comparison, but at the front we have this set, and then at the back we have the 2016 Web Warriors bridge battle. And for a different angle of these two, yeah, they're from different eras, so it's not like they're going to match and look great side by side. For their length, this one's actually longer. Yeah, the old set, but of course that makes sense because this uses less pieces for the road. The bridge battle I love because that's built up from the bottom there with a whole bunch of bricks. There's no easy road pieces unless you count those big tiles topping off the black top there. Other than that, this one is a better design, I think, the bridge battle, because it's just more detailed, and that makes sense. This is a 2016 LEGO Spider-Man set, and the one that we reviewed today is a 2003 LEGO Spider-Man set. Also, it's funny because they have some similar vehicles where both sets come with a taxi. I think the new taxi is just a little bit better, but the old taxi is not bad whatsoever. And then the two gliders, I actually like the old glider better. That purple color scheme is a lot more unique, and it's simpler in its color scheme. I think that just works as a smoother design. That's it for the comparisons. Let's take a look at the packaging and the final verdict. And that box, just taking a second look at it, I love the alternate builds at the back. I'm tempted to build these. One of them is a drawbridge. The other one, I'm not even sure what's going on there, but that looks cool too. As for the instructions, at the very end, we have an ad for the other 2002 sets, or sorry, 2003 sets, which it's this one and this one. Here's the thing. This is actually not how that set looks. Maybe there is a version of that set like that, but this set was originally advertised under the Studios line, and that's the version I had of this set, where it was just a Studios box. So I guess they rebranded it in 2003 to just have the generic Spider-Man design. But I also had this one growing up. It's also cool seeing the old sets on the Win ad at the end there. I have that Hogwarts Castle set. Still gotta review it. So overall, this is a set I didn't pay too much attention to when I was younger, but my gosh, this is fantastic. I love the trim at the back, which has a very smooth play feature with the crank. The build of the bridge at the forefront is actually pretty good. It uses a lot of simplified pieces, juniorized pieces, dare you say, with the road parts and those 2x4x3s, but that works for this $50 set where it provides a substantial build as a forefront to a really nice play feature backdrop. And then the minifigure selection is pretty great, where you get an exclusive Mary Jane, but also that Green Goblin update is one that I would have loved as a kid because I only had the 2002 version. With all things considered, I love this set. And you know what? I'm going to start rating older sets. So compared to other older sets, I'd give this an 8 on the old set rating scale. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Subscribe for more old Lego set reviews, new Marvel reviews, everything. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.